Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and this is the new AirTag 2nd generation. I thought we'd unbox it, compare it with the old generation, and talk about what's new. This comes in at $29 for a single AirTag or $99 for 4 of them. They're available now, however, typically they won't reach the store until later this week or early next week. Now let's go ahead and open it up. So this is the first time taking a look at it, and then we'll talk about what's new. So we'll open it up here. You can see the AirTag, so nothing really that differentiates it, even on the packaging itself, other than it being a vertical package instead of a horizontal package. And if we open it up here, you'll see that they're all placed vertically. So it says turn on Bluetooth, then pull the tab near the device and follow on-screen instructions. So in the back here, we just have a little bit of documentation with it, basically warranty or different information that they have to have for regulatory reasons. And then here's the AirTags themselves. So we'll pull one of these out. Now I do regularly use this. I keep it with my gear when I travel, and then I have one on my keychain as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at one of them and see what we've got here. So we'll pull off the plastic covering. And then if we pull the tag out, it should start and activate. There we go. I felt it vibrate, and hopefully you heard that noise as well. You'll see it's nice and shiny. So let's go ahead and compare the outside with the old one here. So on the left is the old one, on the right is the new one, and the difference right away, other than being very scratched up with the first generation, is you'll see the font is actually all capitalized. So you can see that here on the right. That's an easy way to differentiate the difference, and you can see what it says there. So if we go around the outside, it says AirTag, Find My, NFC, Bluetooth, Ultra Wideband, IP67, Apple Inc., and then back to AirTag. So instead of saying designed by Apple in California, it has some different information on it. If we go ahead and open it up, let's see if it's any different here. So if we open up the cap here, let's open up the old one. And they look mostly the same, but a little bit different. So you'll see, well, I guess they look identical there. Let's see if they'll fit from one to the other. And it looks like you could use the old cap here. So no change in the design here, but we have different internals. It looks like we also have the same battery here. So originally, or maybe I replaced this one on the left here, but basically it's a CR2032 battery, same exact thing. So no real change there. If we remove the battery, we can take a look underneath, and again, slightly different regulatory information here, but not really a whole lot of difference. So that's again another way you could differentiate the two of them. That's a slight difference there. One of the things that's new is we have improved Bluetooth with 1.5 times improved range compared to the previous generation. It's also 50% louder with a new speaker design, and you can use Find My with precision tracking on Apple Watch Series 9 or Ultra 2 and later. You will need iOS 26.2.1 or watchOS 26.2.1 for that as well. It also is 85% recycled plastic in the enclosure and 100% fiber-based packaging that we have here. Also, it has IP67 1 meter up to 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and pair it to my iPhone here. So let's go ahead and get it paired with my iPhone. We'll unlock here, swipe up. You'll see it shows up right away. You can also tap here for NFC if it's in lost mode. We'll tap connect here, and then we can name the AirTag wherever we'd like. So maybe I'll make this one my keys, but you can have a custom name as well. We'll tap continue. And you'll see it says AirTag is linked to your Apple account. It gives my Apple ID as well as my phone number. And then it says AirTag is intended solely to track items that belong to you. And it has a warning here about using it for other than that. We'll go ahead and tap agree. It says Aaron's keys. So again, it says connecting. We'll give it just a moment here. It's connected, and now it has precision finding. It says when AirTag is nearby, an arrow will point to its precision location. So we'll go ahead and view in the Find My app, or we can tap done. So within Find My, you'll see it listed here under Now for Aaron's keys. I'll need to change the other one later, but let's go ahead and go into that. And then we can find nearby or play a sound. So let's go ahead and play a sound here and then listen to the other one as well. So we'll play a sound. Takes a moment to connect for whatever reason, even though it's right here. And let's see what it does. When it comes to sound, the overall speaker sound should be 50% louder. It typically uses this dome as the speaker, where it sort of projects out of that. So let's listen to it this way, and then we'll flip it over and see how loud it is with my decibel meter. So let's go ahead and play a sound on this one first. This is the old AirTag here. So that was at about 76 decibels. Let's flip it over, see what we get here. So about 89 to 90 decibels right at the microphone here directly next to it. Let's listen to the new one now. And I've labeled this one AirTag 2 just to make it easier, but let's place the microphone next to it. Take a listen. So about 86 decibels this way. If we flip it over, let's have a listen now. So about 95 decibels compared to 89 to 90 decibels on the other one at the loudest sound. So that's pretty good overall, definitely an increase there. Now let's go ahead and see how it works with Find. So if we use Find My, it should work at 1.5 times the actual distance. If we tap Find Nearby, you'll see it recognizes it right away. And of course you can track it here. As we move away, you'll see that it changes the distance, and then of course we can play a sound as well. And it's giving me haptic feedback to go along with it. This should also work with the watch this time around. Now the catch is with the iPhone, you need an iPhone 15 or newer in order for that to work. With the Apple Watch, you need an Apple Watch Series 9 and later or an Apple Watch Ultra 2 and later. I have an Apple Watch Ultra 3 right here, so let's go ahead and try it out. Now, in order to use Find My with precision location on the Apple Watch to find your AirTag 2nd generation, it's a little bit different than you would expect. It took me quite some time to figure it out, and I actually had to use Apple's documentation to figure it out. I tried 2 separate AirTags, so you would think you would go typically into Find Items. Then you would select your item, and I actually added my luggage here as well, but if we go into this, so above this it shows the AirTag location, and then as you scroll down it says play a sound or get directions from your Apple Watch. Now on the iPhone it's pretty straightforward, you just tap Find and then locate it using precision finding. On the Apple Watch it's a bit different. So in order to do this, you can't just get directions, that will just show you directions in the map. What you need to do is add it to your control center. Press the button here to bring up the control center, scroll to the bottom, and you'll see I have an AirTag there. If I want to add another one, I can go to Edit, then I can go to Add, then I can scroll down to where we have Find Items, and the new AirTags 2 or 2nd generation will show up. We select this, then we select the specific item that it's linked to. So we have to add this individually for each one. So the first one would be my keys, the second one would be my luggage, and then it adds it. So once that's added, we have it in the control center, we tap OK, and now we have both, and we have the little icons for either one. Now we can actually locate them directly from the control center. It's very convenient, but there definitely should be a button or some sort of explanation explaining this without having to go to Apple's documentation. So again, if we scroll down in our control center to locate one, we have one here. It says can't find, so it says searching for signal, try moving. And it says another device is using it, so it's seeing it here. Let me close that out. So let's try it again. We'll give it a second. And we'll try the other one since it thinks it's in use. It's this one right here. It should find it. So there we go. It located it and it's nearby. So it does give some sort of haptic feedback. So I'll save that as a screenshot, but it gives some sort of haptic feedback and basically lets you know exactly where it is. Let's try it one more time with the other one. It says searching, we'll give it a second here, and it knows it's nearby, so it locates it. Let me move one a little bit further away so we can try it again. So this time, let's try the one for the luggage here. And it's about 5 or 6 feet away, and you'll see it says 7 feet. It's 6 feet that way, and it's pulsing with haptic feedback as it's helping me locate it. So as I bring it closer or further, it gets faster and slower. So that's how you locate it here, and then you can play a sound. So as I go further away, you'll see it changes overall. So pretty nice, just like the iPhone. The other good thing about the new AirTags 2 is they fit in your current accessories. So maybe you have some accessories you've bought, whether it's a wallet or this little strap here that I attached to my backpack. If you take out the old one, you'll see this is the 1st generation AirTag I have in here. we'll replace it with the second generation, and it works just fine, fits like you would expect, and can fit in your wallet. So whether it's broken, stopped working, or maybe you've just lost it, you can use it with current accessories that you still have. But I'll continue to use the AirTags second generation or AirTags 2, and I don't think they're a must-buy if you already have some, but if you need a new AirTag, again, if you've lost it or one broke or something along those lines, it's definitely something worth picking up, placing in a backpack or in maybe your luggage if you travel a lot. Let me know if you've picked them up, if you've used them with your Apple Watch, and what you think of them in the comments below. Of course, I'll link this wallpaper in the description like I normally do, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.